Hi, please come in. Yeah, close the door behind you. Have a seat. Now, I'm sure that to you I am pretty much an unfamiliar face, and I am well aware that you were probably expecting somebody else. But here's the thing. We had some board meetings where we discussed you and your well-being. And by you, I don't mean the general patient populace, but rather you in particular as an individual, because as one of our oldest patients here at the hospital, we feel like you aren't making enough progress. In fact, some, let's say, haters will say that, in fact, you are getting worse. So we came to the conclusion that I should step in place of your regular appointed therapist, and that we should try a different, more experimental method of treating you. Because I am sure that you would rather go out there into the real world. Now, I have your file right here, and I think that reviewing your patient data is just the best way for us to get acquainted better and, start the treatment on the right foot. Now, I must admit that you are quite the peculiar case. You see, aside from all the irregularities in your information, just you coming in and signing yourself up out of your own free will is quite rare. You see, in the field of meme addiction, it's usually a worried family member who seeks us out, or a work colleague that's just 1 million meme away from snapping. But that's not you. And you surely see why we had such high hopes for you at the beginning. Although afterwards you just turned into a giant pain in the ass for us. Well, it says here that for the first few months you would not respond to your own name, and instead you demanded that the staff address you by OP or Anon. And then when your previous therapist asked you about the history of other addictions, you said, and I quote, that you only get high on life. And then you proceeded to waste the rest of the session by ranting about a friend of yours who supposedly smoked one entire marinara and now is gay as a result of that. And our latest issue, which comes in the form of dietary requirements. You said that you can only get nutrition out of the forbidden fruit, and then proceeded to throw giant tantrums at our waitstaff when they refused to feed you Tide Pods. Is that correct? I also see some very troubling things in your treatment history. So, when you first started here, you were diagnosed with casual suicidal tendencies because of your apparent love for self-deprecating memes. And this whole ordeal ended with you having to change words because of an apparent conflict. Would you care to elaborate more on that? Oh, right. It says here that the bullying consisting of other patients ganging up on you and calling you a and I quote, fucking casual. It also appears that you have slight antisocial tendencies. Yes, it appears that all of your roommates requested at one point or another that they be transferred someplace else. Mind telling me why that happened? Well, your attempts at helping them were actually an attempt to cure their depression by showing them Logan Paul vlogs. I'm going to say this definitely doesn't look too good for you. But anyway, I think I know enough and we can just proceed with our treatment. Before we start, please tell me, how familiar are you with shock therapy? Oh, well, no worries then. I'll just have to walk you through the stages. Now, the first step is using this spray on you. I'm sure you don't need me to explain how water and electricity get along. Now this should do the trick. And now I'm just going to place these electrodes all over your body. other side. And that was the last of it. I hope you are sufficiently comfortable. The treatment will consist of a series of questions, and each time you get a wrong answer, you will feel a slight shock, but really there's nothing you should worry about. After all, this procedure has been created specifically for patients like you to get them to heal faster. And surely this facility cannot afford another lawsuit. So you can be absolutely sure that no harm will come your way. You just need to focus on the right answers. Anyway, let's start simple. Just tell me about your parents. I am going to stop you right there. Nobody in the real world says normies. See, that wasn't so bad. Let's just move on. Tell me, what's your favorite food? Again with the Tide Pods. Would you mind trying to answer that again? What the fresh hell is a tandy? You know, we can just keep going like that all day if you aren't going to take this seriously. Let's try something different. How do you address the opposite gender? Yeah, I just heard bitch lasagna and no. Look, how do you tell your friend that you are feeling a bit under the weather? This should be simple enough. No. A simple I am sad will suffice. Don't need to go with the entire that feel and no GF shenanigans. I can't. Just tell me about your day. And I swear to God, if you start green texting me again. Okay, that's a good enough answer. Now, let's try our last question of the day. Are traps gay? Sure, I'll let that answer slide. Now, before you go, please answer one more question, will you? Who is he? Oh, you don't know this animal, but somehow it feels like he's your friend? Good answer. I think you're just on the right track. See you tomorrow then. Bye-bye.